we'd like to say that in our opinion it is not suitable for children or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
As chairman of the Welcoming Committee, it is my privilege to extend a laurel and hearty handshake to our new nigger.
Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you.
Hello boys and girls and welcome back. Now before we go any further, I will just go back over last week's episode, and I've realised I'm a racist. Because there's been racism caused towards me, it's now made me feel racist towards the people that are trying to destroy my way of life. Does that make sense? It's really wrong. I don't get governments where they import other people's problems that then become your problems. Anyway, we're going to move on because it's my birthday today. First beer, and I have dropped 7 kg, which is roughly, about a stone? I've got a bit more to go. Yums. I'm on the Stella. Now, where were we going, Leslie? We were going somewhere, eh? Nothing from the producer yet, because I've not sworn. Oh, yeah. So at the end of the Mel Brooks little Blazing Saddles, we used the word nigger. Now, I used to find that a very offensive word. But now, because people in rap music using the word nigger all the time, and now I see in films where a black man go, "Hey nigger, how you doing?" Well, if it's good enough for them, it's bloody good enough for me, them bunch of niggers, eh? You get where I'm coming from, eh? Now, also the C word as well. I don't like the C word, you know, but I only use that, the word cunt, under very extreme circumstances, like when I hear about the British Prime Minister, the former British Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, all that stuff coming out, which I already did about a year ago in one of my little other news clips about him going to Ukraine. A year ago I said this, and this actually happened 2 years ago, where he actually created the Ukraine war on behalf of the Americans. So yeah, he is a cunt, eh? So I think without any further ado, why am I wearing 1976 and it's James Hunt? It's because this week we're going to look at something completely different. We're not doing the racism. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. It winds me up too much. So we're going to do something completely different. And what we're going to do, Les? I'm not telling you till after the titles.
Who is this superhero? Sarge? No. Rosemary, the telephone operator? No. Henry, the mild-mannered janitor?
Could be. Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy. Hong Kong Phooey, quicker than the human eye. Hong Kong Phooey, fanrific.
So I loved Hong Kong Phooey. Now, what are we going to be talking about this week? It's basically, did we have a better childhood than the kids today? I know. You might be saying yes, but well, let's have a little look into it, should we? Got the swear jar handy, just in case. It's filling up nicely, I have to say, at the moment. But before we start, let's have a quick advert from the 1970s.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Charlie says that if ever you see a box of matches lying around, tell Mummy because they can hurt you.
I fucking hated that cat. Oh, God. Yes, Mr.
Welcome to
Producer.
Until the Cats for Bob side.
What
You're gonna
the
get in your
hell's he
serious
doing
trouble. You're
about?
really getting out of hand,
Calm
lad.
down.
I mean, you're
No,
really
calm
getting out of hand.
down.
Don't you dare hang up on me. Don't.
I did. I hated the fucking cat. I don't like him right now either. I'm going to do another little advert as well, just to get us in the mood, Meet Mike.
Those of you who can't swim yet, then if you just wait over in the shallow for me. Kids and water, they love it. Rivers, canals, even the lily pond in the garden. You can't keep them away from it. Water has a fascination for children, and I should know.
Les, not that one. The one where you see, I keep losing my birds. That one.
This is me, thinking as usual about Gary. Gary is super. Gary can do anything. Gary's great. He really is. And then up popped my Gary godmother. With that, I'll give you 3 wishes routine. Wish number 1 is easy. Next, I wish we were both at the seaside. Come on, Gary, let's swim, I say. It's just not my scene, he says. What he really meant was he couldn't swim. Well, you've got 1 wish left, remember? Meet mine. He swims like a fish.
Yes?
I wish I didn't keep losing me birds.
Then learn to swim, young man. Learn to swim.
If you can't swim, ask about lessons at your local swimming baths. Do learn to swim.
Or ask for Rolf Harris. He'll give you a didgeridoo.
Now, Leslie, I think they would notice that that's been doctored. And I've had man boobs in that. And I haven't got man boobs now, because that was when I was 100 kg and I'm now 93. And it's not my birthday today. I've had a week off since I started filming. I'm back on the Earl Grey. Now, so how we grew up in the 60s, being born in the early to mid 60s, and then or late 60s, whoever you are out there in television land. Now, I'm looking on us growing up and then the new generation. I'm talking about the new generation. I'm talking about teenagers now. All right. So for us, what did we have, Leslie? We obviously had all them public information films on TV, which they don't seem to show anymore. They always had a good hearted meaning behind them, didn't they? You know, the charliesays, don't play with matches. I got a massive scar on my leg from lighting fires on Burnhill Estate with my mate, and yeah, I was in hospital every day for 6 weeks with that one when I was 9 years old. And yeah, so don't play with matches. Then there was the other one, hey, don't talk to the man at the school gate with the lollipops. And the other one, come see my puppies in the van. All that stuff, it was just general stuff. And Mike swims like a fish, please learn to swim and all that. Hey Les, I never lost my birds. Well, not from swimming anyway. Hey, that's another story. Now, we also grew up, we didn't have daytime TV, so I'm going to start there. So what did we have? Obviously we went and played out down the local parks and stuff, but also have a quick look at this intro. This is going to really pluck away at you with this intro. Cool, Leslie. So have a look at the Magnificent 6.5. They're on YouTube, that's where I got this from. Really good quality for what they are. But it invokes our memories as childhood, you know, going to the pictures, just hanging out with other kids, social interaction which we had. And then of course when we went home, you know, we went out and played for the rest of the day. It just invokes so many memories, and as I said, they're about 7 minutes, 8 minutes long. There's some well-known actors in it. There's a couple in it from the Double Deckers before the Double Deckers became the Double Deckers, of course. That's the Double Decker bus. Cue music. Now we have to take a step back. Were you an ABC or an Odeon fan? Now in my hometown Lowestoft we had both, the Odeon and the ABC. I initially in the 60s was an ABC fan, believe it or not, which is now the local theatre. Look, I still have my badge. Yep, that's my actual badge from the late 60s. It's still actually... Oh, Joe, bloody prick me eye with a bloody pin. Oh my God, Leslie. I feel a right prick. So, no, it is the original badge, and it has got a pin. And I didn't just pin my eye, because Charlie says don't play around with pin badges, eh? For Saturday morning pictures, you got in there, didn't you? You had your little badge on or not, whatever, and then they slowed you down there. Well, they calmed you down with a little cartoon, wasn't it? Saturday morning cartoon. Cool little cartoon intro. And then we go into sort of like a feature which would be Flash Gordon. If it wasn't Flash Gordon, it'd be the real borer, Robinson Crusoe. And then the other one, what was the others? There's quite a few. There's a one about floods and stuff. Might be a Film Foundation one again. But then it went into the double deckers and stuff like that. And then you'd have your main feature film, which could be a Film Foundation one, or it could actually just be a boring old film. Now, it was a little bit hiss and miss, wasn't it? Hiss and miss, miss and hiss, wasn't it? And then, of course, you'd all run out afterwards to Mummy and Daddy, and you'd see you'd fight in the car park round the back of the Odeon, because ABC closed for me around about 69, 70, so I had no choice but to go to the Odeon across the road, which actually was an Art Deco build that our local council decided to fucking knock down in the early 80s. Hey ho, good old councils, not what we've done the councils. We're little kids, we don't care about these things right now, we're little kids. So as little kids, didn't we? We had the Lucky Dip. Barrett's Sherbet Fountain, come on, that licorice, what a thing that was, eh? So we did have a good old time, I would have to say, but I sort of look, what do the kids have today? I've been asking around. I mean, I could just cop out and go PlayStation and Xbox, but I have noticed more and more and more, unlike our generation, kids have got more into sports. You don't have to agree with me, but I think they got more and more into sports. I know there are a generation of kids that are lost to the Xbox. My son is one of them to PlayStation at quite a young age. You know, he had the Nintendo and that, and he still plays a lot of gaming, but he's in his 30s. I'm talking about kids today in, you know, from 8 years up to about 12 to 14 years old. And I do see a lot of kids today actually really heavily into sport. So I suppose actually, Leslie, we were really not the best generation. When you think about it, we were a lazy bunch of fuckers, eh? We just went to the pictures. If we didn't go to the pictures, we stayed at home and watched TV. No, of course we didn't. We did go out with our mates playing kick post and stuff like that, and hide and seek. Oh, I did go to the pictures once more, the Odeon, back in my hometown Lowestoft when I was 14. Took this girl there, and yeah, it was pretty sad, because while I was fingering her, that we were sitting at the back of the pictures, as you do, you know, and it was just like 10 people in the whole of the pictures. That was really, really sad, because as a kid I used to go there not fingering girls, just throwing peanuts at each other. Anyway, there was this flashlight, and then there was an argument and stuff, and we ran. So it was the last time I went to the pictures, when I was 14 years old. Obviously as an adult I'd go to other picture shows, and I don't finger girls. So let's move on. So what can I say? We're now going to swap shirts, and we're going to have a look at Formula One. My poor old Formula One, what's happened to it? Okay, the graphics are better today, definitely, you know. I do miss Fleetwood Mac intro, I definitely would say that. I mean, James Hunt.
Well, now, James, they've changed the regulations concerning the airboxes and the wings, and yet you're still extremely fast. How do you do it?
Big balls.
forget it. Was the guy, as far as I was 13 years old then, and when I look back, you know, he smoked, he drank, he shagged anything that moved. He got in a car, or just before he got in a car, he'd throw up and he'd get in a car, put his life on the line, win or lose, he'd be out there. Today, is it a bit too safe? Excuse me. I'd say it's a little bit too safe, wouldn't you? All this crossing lines and penalised for this, penalised for that. What was it, Ted Kravitz the other day turned around and said, these days if you cough you get fined. And I'm just finding it a little too safe. You get where I'm coming from? Do your research on this one, I think. I know it had to be safer. People used to die, and I remember watching the one Ayrton Senna when he died. Amazing driver, but they did drive on the seat of their pants.
Ayrton was multiple.
To me, it's like 4 wheels and a computer and about 1,000 people in a factory telling them what and what not to do. Do you not agree? I mean, I just watched the Bahrain one, the first one of 2024. What a load of rubbish. Absolutely. All this DRS train, oh, exceeding track limits, oh, slow down Russell, we've got tyre management. What the fuck? That's just like, really? Let these fuckers race and reintroduce refueling.
But it's a very quick one. There is the fuel going in, and you can see that the mechanics have all got fireproof suits on. The car is up on its own pneumatic jack. Nelson Piquet came into the pits in the lead.
That way it mixes it up, because everyone's on different loads then. You know, you obviously know different loads, and then the track is for them is faster or slower, but you don't know. Let them do it differently. Mix it up. You know, you get someone who's at the front, ends up at the back because they don't like loading, and they have to change after about 4 laps. I mean, just let these fuckers race. They don't race no more. You know, they really don't race. So give me the old Formula 1 any day. When I was in the 1970s, I mean, I had the Scalextric cars, you name it, I had all of it. But I loved watching it. Murray Walker, I know Murray Walker has gone, and we got the new guys up there. You know, I do like Martin Brundle when he can be bothered to turn up and he's not doing his own thing. I like consistency. That's what I'm missing today, consistency. Now you got this new girl, she's replaced Johnny Herbert. Johnny Herbert was an actual Formula 1 racer. Everyone liked him, liked his commentary. You know, the crowds liked him. They brought in this diversity. You can't have the dolly birds anymore. You get the guys all dressed up, but you can't have dolly birds just hanging a bloody flag out. Why not? Come on, it's part of Formula 1. You know, it's not derogatory towards women, bloody stand there all nice and pretty, holding flags and smiling. You know, is it derogatory then because there's only men in the sport? Women have proved that they can get into it. And then I just saw this yesterday when I was just showing the clip. Look in the corner, Lewis Hamilton chatting away. Now his assistant, this is how stupid we are in this world with all this technology. She's like this. She's his assistant, she's not even paying attention to him, and she's fucking text messaging. Now that's distracting on TV alone, thinking, what the fuck's she doing? When I'm what? What fucking pay attention, woman, you're getting paid. It's just this new way. Don't get me wrong, Formula 1 is more exciting on TV to watch with the different angles and stuff, the onboards. But they're trying to make it more exciting because it's fucking boring. Can you imagine if you just had them cameras you had in the 70s, 408, just be, oh God, what's going on? Oh, we're doing a replay now, guys. Why? Because there's nothing happening. You know, there's a little overtime. Oh, look, he locked up on a corner. When the fuck is just locking up on a corner? Fucking nude. Oh, he's got a flat spot now, he'll come in. Of course he don't. You know, Team Rogo, slow down, no fool. Fuck it, Jesus Christ. Give me the 70s, give me the 80s, even the 90s, any day of the week. You know? But now it's absolutely a load of fucking rubbish. So many rules, so many regulations. I've whinged on enough. We're going to do a film review now. Film review's going to be a little bit different, I can tell you.
When you were slaves, you sang like birds. Come on, how about a good old nigger work song?
I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me, why should it be true that I get a belt out of you? Some get a kick from cocaine.
Hold it, what the hell is that shit?
So in the film review this week, we're going to have a quick look at Blazing Saddles and then this new one called Blackening. Alright, the new one, Blackening, is on Netflix. And why did I mention the N-word? To be honest, I don't like that N-word, you know, the word. I mean, I've been taught to respect, I mean, that word has, a client of mine said the other day that that word has so much attached to it from the past in America. It's really a very nasty, it's a bit like the cunt word, isn't it? Which isn't very nice either, and I do use it. I use that in context then when I'm explaining. But the N-word, I don't like it. I really don't like it. And I use it at the beginning in Blazing Saddles. It was in context for the time of the period that it was made by Mel Brooks. I still laugh my bloody socks off when I see that clip. Now, what are we talking about? The Blackening, an old film from '74, and we've moved on massively from the word nigger, and now we've got this film called Blackening, which is on my screen right now, which you can actually see on Netflix. It's a new film. It's about 8 black people who end up locked in a house and all things go tits up and one thing and another. Now, why am I mentioning the Blackening against a really good old-fashioned film? It's the nigger word, right? That's what I'm getting at. I've been taught not to use that word unless it's in context of something very funny, very old, which you wouldn't even be able to make Blazing Saddles to this day anyway, would you? Not this day and age. But the Blackening says the N-word over 50 times. So there's these black people being smart with their own language, with their own people. It's even in the rap song that's mentioned at the beginning. So I'm watching the intro, think, oh, it's put together really well. It's looking quite good. And it, what? They use what in the rap song? And then every other word sometimes is, hey nigger, how you getting on? Nigger this and nigger that. And I'm like, so is it now acceptable to use that word? Or is it only just acceptable to use that word if you're of colour? Now, if you're of colour and it's acceptable, but it's not acceptable for me, that's racism right there. Absolute racism right there. So, is it acceptable? I would say it's not acceptable any day of the week. 1974, fuck off! That's the dust cart outside. So, is it acceptable any day of the week today? No, it is not. It's not acceptable at all. So that's my 2 films then and now. I think we've actually gone backwards rather than forwards and using certain words. I still wouldn't use that word. I use it at the beginning just for a bit of fun, just to highlight how far we have not come. We have, but certain black people haven't, and I think it's very funny and very wise to use that word. It's not. Anyway, that's it in that. Have a check it out. The Blackening. Yep, the Blackening. I think it's slightly racist somewhere. I think that's tongue-in-cheek. It's supposed to be a comedy horror. Just check out the Blackening, you motherfucking niggers. Ooh, food for thought, please. So in this segment this week, what I was going to do was going to compare the ingredients that we had when we grew up in foods. You know, processed stuff like tomato sauce and stuff like that, and then compare it to how they've rearranged all them foods, made it cheaper, but it's obviously more expensive today. But I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. If you want to do it, do your own research on that. I'm just going to look at our health in general. Now, there's this big study going on in America, complete and utter fucking waste of time. Why is our nation getting fatter? Right, it's not that they're necessarily consuming more food as such. You know where I'm going? It's that big S word, it's fucking sugar. Yep, fucking sugar. Sugar now is in absolutely everything. Now, before we go anywhere, I've got a fruit bowl downstairs. My fruit bowl, mainly bananas, Go for the less ripe ones, it takes a little longer, you don't want to get an insulin spike. But, on that insulin, look at my other one. That's another fruit bowl. I'm not kidding, this is in our house, this is on our bar for the twins. All fucking sugar, all stuff designed to have, ooh, I like that one. Fiber 190, 90 calories. Lemon drizzle, I'm drizzling. Square, a lot of fucking shit, just full of sugar. 90 calories, doesn't matter if it's 90 calories. That 90 calories then turns into something else because you're fucking hungry 10 minutes later because your insulin spiked. Now, what is difference between then and now realistically? Now I'm going to give you one here. Type 3, I nearly fucked up, didn't I, Liz? Nope, good. Who is that man in the hood anyway? Who the fuck was he? Now, diabetes, type 3 diabetes. You sound like Dusty Bin then, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, type 3 diabetes. What is it? Alzheimer's. Do your research. This is what they're not telling you. So I brought it up. Type 3 diabetes, malicious T3DM, discussed later, corresponds to a chronic insulin resistance plus insulin deficiency state that is largely confined to the brain. No figure. Sugar in everything. Sugar we had as kids, cavities. Sugar, diabetes. Sugar, definitely 100%, because it's all about the insulin, isn't it? Fucking knee joints, everything. Sugar, it's all linking back to sugar. I said to you, and cancer for fuck's sake. Every other person, as I said in the UK, is going to get cancer in their fucking lifetime. And a cancer research charity, people go, woohoo, you'll outlive it by 10 years. I don't want to fucking live my cancer for 10 years after diagnosed with it. What the fuck? They don't even fucking tell you how to fucking prevent getting cancer. It's just get it, live with it, and here's some fucking drugs. Bollocks. We have sugar in absolutely fucking everything now. We didn't then. Remember your parents? My parents, you can have a treat. That'd be a fucking treat, not a fucking bowl of them. Yes, they're not going to die of cancer today or get cancer. This is in the making. This is 20, 30, 40 fucking years in the making. Fucking killing yourself very, very, very slowly. The industry is. And then when you get to a fucking point where you're so fucking ill, you go, here's a drug to keep you alive. So that's the difference between then and now as kids. I taught my kids not to have that fucking shit, but it's the industry today. They're pushing it at them all the fucking time. All these pretty fucking colours and everything. And then they go natural colours and flavours. Who gives a fucking rat's arse if it's fucking natural colours or flavours? It's all fucking shit fucking food. Don't buy it. You don't fucking need it in your life. Oh, Liz, I'm pretty well done in with this today. I'm done. This took 3 weeks to do because I've had a lot of other stuff on. Now, just a recap on the N-word. I did a tongue-in-cheek with that, of course. Just messing around with it, but at the end of the day, if it is good enough for them to do, it's not good enough for them. To me, it's still a racist word, that N-word, alright? We shouldn't be bloody having that creep back in, because one day there'll be a white person that will say it on screen somewhere, he's a racist, we shouldn't be using that. We shouldn't in the first place. It's the mixed coloured race people that are slowly pushing it back in. On my Formula 1, I've just watched this week's warm-up. It looks like a bit more of the same. As I said, going back then and now, then, I don't know, I know I was a kid it was simpler, but you didn't have these cancers, you didn't have all these illnesses, did you? You know, everyone wasn't offended about everything. You know, we played as kids. We just played. Kids today, as I've been asking people, what do kids do? I'm not talking about the teenagers, I'm talking about people in our age group. But then, what the hell do they do now? Like, kick post, what's that? You know, hide and seek, what's that? It's PlayStation games. I've even got a client who said my grandchild has got a phone. I went, well, how old? 8 years old. 8 years old and they got their own bloody phone? Are you kidding me? We're going down a very unhealthy road, I think. In New Zealand, they've just, the government, our new incoming government, have just banned any form of social media as far as phones are in the schools, which is brilliant. You know, I was going to cover bullying. I'm not going to do that now. Have a look at Coronation Street, it's a recent one. It's actually really a good storyline, and you just want to kick the fucking face out of the guy that's doing all the bullying, because he is intimidating people. But unlike then, if anyone was bullied, I bullied one kid once, and I'm ashamed to say I did. He still won't speak to me, bless him. I was bullied once, but I smacked him back, and then I weren't bullied anymore, and sometimes that's the only way. But then you just had it in the playground. Bullied, smack, bang, playground, everyone wished round, who's, oh God, you know, and a teacher comes along, splits it up, and that's the end of it. But today, with social media, the bullying does not stop when they go home from school at 3 o'clock. It carries on social media, doesn't it? So I feel sorry for the kids today in many, 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 many ways. In other ways, I've been told that they play more sport than they used to do. Is it that they play more sport, or is it that they watch more sport? I don't see kids playing outside anymore. Anyway, that's it for this week. Hey, Les. And that funny man who thinks he's the producer, just keep your fucking kids away from this shit. I can't tell my daughter, she bloody well knows. Type 3 diabetes, for God's sake. Fuck's sake. Type 1, type 2, type 3, everything leads back to sugar and gluten cancer. Have a good weekend, folks. I'll leave you on that note. Aye, that'll bloody keep you happy. Ta-tas and see you next time. Maybe.
You know, some marmalades get some of their tang from added flavouring. While Robertson's Golden Shred gets all of its tang from Seville oranges. What would you rather have for breakfast?
The Golden Shred turns you into a netball.
Charlie and I were out the back when these funny looking people come along and said, "Hey, do you want to come round and have an orgy at ours?" Charlie said, "Let's go and fuck the hell out of them, but first we better go tell Mummy." So there was Mummy, but Mummy was too interested in the milkman. She just passed over his knickers. Their tits were hanging out. "Mummy, Mummy, go away, little boy, go away and fuck off. Leave me alone." But when we got there, they'd gone, and we told Mummy, and Mummy said, "Well, that's what you get for being a right little fucking smart ass." I cried. Charlie says, "Don't go tell Mummy because it spoils all your fun. Someone could have been playing with my willy now."
Oh, God, blimey.